Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Airport CEO. I certainly hope you're having a wonderful day because I'm certainly excited to be back at Emerald City Airport where things are going better than they have ever gone before. You might notice that the frame rate's a little better than what it used to be, and if I speed up the game, it's still sitting solid at 30 FPS, although it did stutter there when I get paid. That's because I saw a comment that said, hey, why don't you try out the experimental branch of the game on Steam because it runs so much better. So thank you to the person that left that comment. In fact, give me a second. I'm going to go find the person that left that comment because this is huge. This is big, like really big. It was Doug Michael left the comment on part 12 of the series. So thank you very much for the comment. I didn't know that this was a thing. It is a thing, and it's amazing. So today we are sitting pretty on $2.1 million, and there have been a couple of small changes. I've gone ahead and built a few more sections of taxiway at the request of a few people leaving comments, and I've also changed the west runway to be landings only. And then the east runway, wow, that frame rate when I zoom out though. The east runway is now takeoff only, so planes are sort of going around the airport in almost like a clockwise kind of way. Let's just make sure these are all, you know, up to scratch and in good condition. But other than the frame rate increase, I don't actually know if there's anything else in this experimental version, so I'm just going to have a little look and see if there's like anything new, and I mean, I'm not really seeing anything. Oh, subways! Now that's interesting. 100,000 for a subway. Now that is new. I hadn't seen that before. I had seen a couple of comments from people saying that I need to get large aircraft stands into my airport, but I didn't know those were a thing, and apparently they're not, because I'm sure not seeing them. So that's kind of neat. I mean, do I have to put the subway? I guess it has to be sort of a specific location, right? So it's going to have to be somewhere like there if I remove the bits of concrete there. I mean, that's fine. We could totally do a couple of subway stations. So actually, you know what? We're going to put the subways elsewhere. Let's go to subway and say, oh, do we want them there? Maybe not. I kind of like the idea that they'd be alongside the road. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into construction and we're going to deploy, I think, 10 contractors. I just deployed all of them. Okay, whatever. We'll deploy all of my contractors. And I'm going to bulldoze that little section and that little section there so that we can go ahead and get a couple of bits of subway in there and see how they work out, because apparently they're new and apparently, I mean, they sound kind of exciting to me. So we'll see how that goes. Once the contractors get here, of course, which apparently... Oh, no, there they are. Okay. Right, so subway entrance. We want one there. And over... Oh, I can't do one there because there's a fence. Interesting. Well, I mean, one isn't going to hurt. So we'll see how that plays out. Can I put it inside my airport? No. It does have to be outside. Okay. So we can't have a subway entrance, like, within the airport. I mean... I guess that kind of makes sense. I am wondering if in this version of the game, the food shops are working yet. So if we were to go to... Oh, it's been a little while since we've gone to procurement. But if we go to procurement, is there anything new here that we need? I mean, I'm not seeing anything thus far. We probably do want to try unlocking food franchises and see what happens there. Maybe it'll work this time because we did have a bit of an issue with it before. I don't remember that tree being there. That's interesting. Okay, so the subway is done. And it seems like people are using it, which is pretty neat. So that's, I assume, a quicker way into the airport compared to what we had before. Man, this frame rate thing, actually being able to play the game above like 10 FPS is amazing. Let's go ahead and just repair all of the aircraft stands that we have at the moment. And then I think what we should do is probably go ahead and start working towards a point where we can close this east side of the airport. Which is obviously going to be kind of tricky because there's a lot of flights scheduled on all of those stands for the next week. And they're going to continue to be scheduled there until I turn off the auto scheduler. But then turning off the auto scheduler will technically shut down this side of the airport. So I wonder, basically, what would... Oh, I don't want to change that. What would happen if we just close those stands? That's the question. Also, someone pointed out that I've got this as West Medium Gate 1, and I also named this one West Medium Gate 1. Let's just get those renamed whilst I remember to do so. So this one becomes 3, and this one becomes West Medium Gate 4. There we go. So that's all done and sorted. The runways are up and running. There are so many people moving through here. It's kind of really cool to look at, though. There's so many people moving through there. It's kind of exciting. It's kind of good to see. But I do think I might see what happens if we close, say, East Small Gate 5, you know? What'll happen if we close that? So East Small Gate 5 is this one, which is scheduled, you know, the whole way through. I'm wondering if it'll cancel the flights or what it'll do. Cannot close stand with active flights assigned to it. What about this one? So we would need to cancel all the flights on that stand. Oh, that's going to take a while. That is going to take a little while to do. That might be slightly tricky. We're going to have to figure this out, I suppose. We're going to have to figure out how we're closing that side of the airport. I think, honestly, we are going to have to turn off the auto scheduler. So, and we're just going to have to let things play out and gradually, you know, stop taking flights to the airport. I think that's going to just be what we have to do here. So that does give us some time to work on other things. I am curious to see if we have any more contracts. We actually have Turner, which is a shop we've had before, who I believe used to be in there. No? Were they in there at one point? Yeah. I believe Turner were probably in there. We are going to move them into a slightly bigger shop here because, well, why not, basically? Might as well move them in somewhere nice and see how that goes. But like I said, for the meantime, I think we are just going to have to wait for a lot of the flights to die out and not be a thing anymore. Also, no new doors, no new floors. And I was a little excited. I was a little excited that there might be some cool new things. I mean, don't get me wrong, the frame rate thing, amazing. Amazing that, like, you know, I went from having like 5 FPS at times to 30 most of the time. That's kind of great because it's actually watchable and actually playable. So I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of really keen. But I think what we're going to do is, well, I was going to say we could put a cut in and wait until all the flights expire. But we could actually look at this middle area because it's absolutely worth seeing what we can do with it. You know, it's absolutely worth seeing what can be done with this middle area. Because I have seen a few comments which are from people wondering, well, what I'm going to do with this area. And I was thinking we could build another couple of bits of foundation here and expand into here with some small stands, which I think would be a pretty neat idea. The question becomes, can I get small stands back to back? The answer, I mean, let's pause for a second and see what can be done here. The answer is kind of a no. We could get one row of small stands and then have them feed out onto a taxiway up there. But unfortunately, we can't actually get, you know, a giant, you know, double-sided row of them. We don't have the space in here. Which then makes me think, would it maybe be a better idea, instead of small stands, to just go all out and put some medium stands in here? Because we could actually get a few of those. And that doesn't seem like a bad idea to me. The only issue I see is that, well, I mean, we don't really have the seating space for it. But that is changeable. I mean, I think. It's relatively changeable anyway. So I think what we should do is we'll test this at least. So we can get a medium stand there. We can't get one there without moving the baggage tilt trays thing. But we can get another one there. We can basically add 3 more medium stands to the west side of the airport. Which, I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea. I really don't think adding a few more stands to this side of the airport is a bad idea at all. My only concern is the tilt trays thing. But I guess that entire thing isn't actually being used. So if we go to Bulldozer and we say rip that out and rip that out, we can go to structures, we can go to walls and put a wall across there. And possibly also bulldoze, let's see here, structures, foundation bulldozer. I said foundation bulldozer. It really doesn't want to... Can I just bulldoze all of that? I guess. I would really like to bulldoze the foundation, though. Doesn't seem to want to work with me. Which is kind of a pain. What if we go to foundation and do that? There we go. That's what we want to do. And then bulldoze the rest of it. So just like that. There we go. So that's all going to get ripped up. We are going to want to put a section of wall just there. And then we can actually go ahead and get a 3rd medium stand here. And I think it'll be fine. I do think it'll be fine. Obviously, it's going to be very busy, but I think it'll be fine because we do have a large seating area, well, potential seating area down there. So we'll see how it goes. I will admit it would be really nice, I think, to move this particular baggage splitter over to the corner here so I can have the roads for the stands sort of move around. I also really like what's going on here with the construction so that you can see, you know, the actual progress from a distance. That's a pretty cool feature. But let's go ahead to infrastructure. Let's see. Is there anything else? Have I missed anything? I don't think I have. Aircraft stand, medium, concrete. Yeah, we can't get one on that side, but we can get another one there. So there we go. 3 new medium stands. Oh, it's going to make things busy, but I think it's going to be a good thing. I do genuinely think it's going to be a good thing. Now, let me go to structures. Let me go to foundations. And let me build a little 3x3. Maybe 2x2. I mean, it can be a fairly small room. Let's just do a little 3x2 space there, I guess. And that's where the new baggage splitting thing's going to have to go. And then we'll get a door there. And let's see here. We'll actually build the baggage stuff as well so that we can get the roads coming around. So what do we need? We need one coming in. So we need an underground coming to there. And then we need an overground going to there. With a tilt tray going there and there. And then an overground going that way and that way. That way and that way. And then a couple of underground belts going that way and that way. So that will work perfectly. All we're going to need to do is just connect everything up a little bit. Which is obviously going to be a process, but relatively easy to do. We'll bring that over to there, connect you to there. We can bring this... What is going on with you? Oh, it's built and it's a secure zone. Okay. We can bring this over to there for the time being. And we could also deconstruct this. So we'll get that all deconstructed. We'll get all the new sections of conveyor built. In fact, you know what? Let's just go ahead and deconstruct all of this. Just deconstruct it all immediately. And we'll start shifting things around. It's obviously going to interrupt the flow It's going to interrupt the flow of the luggage going through the airport, but it'll be fine. It'll be totally fine. We can make this work. So this needs to come through to there. That bit still needs to be deconstructed. And once those bits in the middle go, we should be sorted to connect that up. I do believe. Although I think baggage is... Yeah, baggage is going to be getting held up until every bit of that's constructed. But that's fine. It'll eventually move through. It's just going to take a little bit of time. And then hopefully those tilt trays will work to push baggage into the right side of the airport at some point as well. So yeah, those guys can work on that. We do have a weird bit of conveyor belt there that I'd like to work with. So that's now gone. Put that back in. And I think we're fine. I think all we need to do at this point is bulldoze those bits of foundation. So just get that out of there. And we'll see what happens. Hopefully that doesn't deconstruct my conveyor belts, but I have this horrible feeling it probably just did. Did it deconstruct my conveyor belts? It totally did. Well, thank you for that. It's not quite what I was going for. That is gonna cause some issues in the airport for a little while. But whatever, we'll get those belts back in. We'll get the luggage moving again. And hopefully we're not going to have too many complaints. In the meantime, let's go over to infrastructure again. And let's get these service roads going around. So I basically want these service roads to... This is going to be a tight fit. They're going to just surround the building like this. Or surround the area like this. And that will hopefully work out pretty well. We are going to need taxiway foundations too. So we need to go 5 by 6. This is actually a really, really tight fit. Good lord. And then 5 by whatever up to the taxiway. And we'll continue it straight across. And I think we'll continue it straight up to there. And that'll hopefully work out okay. And we'll do the same here. And we'll get this connected as well. And that's, I mean, that's a lot of work, but here's the real question. Yeah, luggage is moving again, so that's fine. I believe I put the wrong types of road in there, didn't I? I absolutely did put the wrong types of road in there, so let's just bulldoze all of it. So all of that needs to go. If you wouldn't mind, builders, that would be excellent. And then, yeah, we can get the service roads in. We can eventually open these up. I mean, it's going to be good, you know. Having the extra medium terminals or medium stands on this side of the airport will make things pretty good when it comes to closing the east side. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. We can go ahead and put in the taxiway nodes as well. I always forget to do those. So taxiway nodes all the way up to there. And going across just like that. So that should have those guys sorted fairly well. Let's get back to service roads, asphalt. And let's throw... Yeah, let's throw them in like this. We'll get the service roads going the whole way through. And up to there. That should be fine. So hopefully that works out. Hopefully that doesn't make the west terminal... Well, it's not even the west terminal. It's all one terminal, technically, isn't it? That's kind of what we're going for here. It's one terminal building, but it's split into two sides, with the west side now being ridiculously busy. I'm kind of looking forward to it, though. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm expecting good things. Although we might very well need another baggage area because this one is super busy. You know what we should totally do? We should add a door here. I've just thought about this. Structures, doors. We want a large sliding door right there. So basically you can go straight out of the airport if you are not collecting bags. That kind of makes a lot of sense to me. And even if you are collecting bags, you can head up that way to get a bus or something. But that'll let people go straight out if they don't have bags to collect. And that'll stop this area from being quite as busy as it has been. So that definitely seems like a good thing. It does seem like the subway is relatively popular as well, which is lovely. And it looks like construction's coming along really nicely over here as well. So I'm quite happy with that. I am quite happy with that. I am noticing as well that we are seeing fewer filled stands at any one time. So I'm assuming that... actually, no. I was going to say, we're not really seeing much difference yet in the schedule. I guess Saturday I'll see a bit of a difference later in the day. Sunday we'll see a bit of a difference. When are we... I mean, Monday. I think Monday is going to be the real big day for... seeing a huge difference in the number of passengers and planes coming through here. So that'll be kind of interesting. Now let's have a little look. Do we have... aha! We have indeed got food rooms. Excellent. So what do we need for those? I assume things like tables, chairs, display fridges, cafe counters. All right. I mean, is this a shop at the minute? No. Okay. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to Bulldoze. And we're going to move all of this out of there. It also looks like we might need more janitors. The airport's getting a little bit filthy. Going to move all that stuff out of there. And while we're waiting for that to happen, let's go to staff and vehicles. Or let's not. Staff. Let's go to janitor and view some applicants because we're going to hire everybody. And again, let's view a few more applicants, please, so we can hire a few more janitors. There we go. Get those guys in. Hopefully that'll do some good stuff for us. I'm wondering if a few more ramp agents might be a good idea as well. Now that I think about it. It probably wouldn't hurt, right? Because we can afford it. It's not like we can't afford it at this point. So we'll hire a few ramp agents. We can hire some service technicians. We can get a few, just more members of airport staff will probably be a great idea. So just get all those guys in. And we'll see what happens. Now let's go to here and say that we want to delete shop room 7 and delete shop room 6. And then we want to turn those into... why is that not deleted? Delete shop room 7. There we go. Areas, food. So that's now a food room. And this is also going to be a food room. So that'll be great. We'll get those working eventually. Let me just go and bulldoze this door. Because we really don't need that. And let me go to areas. Let me go to secure. And let me say that this is a secure zone. But it's also a staff-only zone. Just so that stays, you know, doubly secure. And let's make sure the entrances to all of those are secure as well. Which they absolutely are. And once that door goes, we can put some wall in. We can also put a door over here. So if builders need to go through that area, they absolutely can. A little bit of wall there. With, I think, a... let's do a large sliding door. Just because I can. So put that there and that should be fine. Now let's see what kind of things we need for food rooms. So these guys need a big space. A few fridges, some counters, etc., etc. These guys, they like the space, so that's good. So we can get some 1-star places in here. Is what I'm seeing. So let's do a cafe counter, which is going to be facing that way. And we'll put it right back, say, there. And then a few display fridges, which I guess... I don't know what way these are supposed to face, I'm going to be honest. I think that way. I really have no idea what way this is supposed to face. I think it's that way. We'll do that. We'll do that. And then what? So, you guys are actually quite happy with that. You just wanted one fridge. So, sure. There you go. We'll sign that. And we'll see what way that works out. This is going to be our test cafe, basically.